Do you ever come to a point in your life where you feel unsettled, bored with the routine of life, and you're wanting to do something of greater essence and impact? Well, this is your soul telling you that you are meant for something greater. So the question is, how can we achieve our greatest potential? What is the secret of the best of the best? Today's topic is more on personal development. I'm going to share with you all about I've learned from the courses I took and the books I've read on achieving one's greatest potential. So if you're interested about that, then continue watching. Number one is have unrealistic goals. When we grew up, we are taught in school or by our parents or the society that in goal setting or when we are having goals, we should always do it a smart way. So what is smart way? It's actually an acronym wherein, specific, you have measurable, attainable, R is realistic, and T is time bound. There is nothing wrong with SMART as a methodology of attaining goals, but for me, it severely limits us. It puts us in a box. Realistic means just to stay in the parameter of who we are, what our parents are, and what our culture says. When you read biographies of people who place big in the world, they're never realistic. They're change agents. They never looked at the rules. So according to Dr. John Elliott, he is a researcher and a professor of psychology at Stanford. He said that realistic people do not accomplish extraordinary things because the odds of success limits them. The best performers ignore the odds. If you think of Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, they're never realistic in creating a smartphone and an electronic car, and these innovations changed the world. How do we get there? When we are goal setting, it is recommended. Actually, I watch because I am enrolled to Mindvalley courses by Vishen Lakiani. It says there that 50% of your goals should have 50% of failure. So according to Joe Vital, a good goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. Failure to think big can limit our opportunities, so we recommend that you have bold and realistic goals. Number two, break the rules. In breaking the rule, I'm not saying that you break, the rule of law and get into prison. By saying breaking the rules, actually, Vishen Lakiani from Mindvalley call it bullshit rules. It's called rules. So these are rules that we get from our culture, our parents, our society, and our environment. There's nothing wrong with that, but these are rules that hold us back. So once in a while, we should question rules and see on, how can we attain our greatest potential, not by having these rules hold us back. So coming from my own experience, one of the things that we can question about is that growing up in our whole life, we are taught by our parents, by our culture, by society that to be able to be successful in life, the secret formula is to finish your education, finish 16 years in a classroom setting, take college or even a master's degree, and go apply for a 9 to 5 job, be an employee, go to stick to the corporate job, and you will be successful in life. But then these big players in the world actually shows us that this is not certainly the case. If you can look at Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, or those big people in the world, they haven't actually finished education, but they're very, very successful. So for me, these are the things that we can question. These are rules of the society, of our culture, our parents, that we can question. But in my own, that's my own experience anyway, and in my perspective, I actually took a 2-year master's degree, but I figured out I learned a lot on learning by myself, reading books, enrolling to online courses, and these are the skills that I practically applied in my daily life, and this changed my life. And so I'm not saying that going to school or following that particular traditional education system is bad and it's not effective, but this is not the only way, and this is not the absolute way of being successful. Number 3 is to be unforgettable. So sorry for the term, but that's actually the term. Unforgettable is actually the secret of how to be immune with failures, with road bumps, with criticism, with judgment, and with people who don't believe in you. So how can we be unforgettable? To be unforgettable is when you are truly at peace and in touch with yourself. Nothing anyone says or does bothers you, and no negativity can touch you. According to Vision, to be unforgettable is to be grateful of who you are so that criticisms and judgment won't affect you and praise doesn't hook you. I also want to share this very powerful quote from Vision himself. He said that extraordinary minds do not need to seek validation from outside opinion or through the attainment of goals. Instead, they are truly at peace with themselves and the world around them. They live fearlessly, immune to criticism or praise, and fueled by their own inner happiness and self-love. Or, there, is living in the present and detaching your happiness from your goals or from your vision. I find myself to have this kind of mentality whenever I always say to myself, for example, I'll be happy if I achieve this goal. I'll be happy if I will have this. I'll be happy if I will beat this. But then I realized that the moment that I achieve my goals, I'll be happy for that particular moment, which is very short-lived. Then after that, I'll have a bigger goal. So it's a never-ending process. You have your goal after that particular goal attainment. And so if you attach your happiness to your goals, then it will, a never-ending process. You will not be happy. Your happiness will not be stable and continuous. This is the if-then model of happiness, that you find happiness if something happens. But the truth is, to be really happy, we must attach our happiness to our vision and goals and to be happy in the present. Allowing ourselves that our happiness in the present or the now will fuel our visions and goals and not the other way around. Number 5 is to harness your flow. Flow is actually my favorite topic in psychology. Anyway, I took my bachelor's degree in psychology, so I encountered this term when I was in college. This is one of my favorite topics. Flow is actually, have you ever felt that, for example, you're doing a task or a job or a certain passion or something you love, and then you are actually wrapped onto that particular task that you don't notice anything around you, and then your productivity is actually increasing, that you can finish this particular task or job in 2 hours instead of 5 hours, and then your full attention and focus is just in that particular task or job that you're doing, and you're not distracted. And then you don't actually notice the time passing by. You don't even feel thirsty or hungry. So probably or perhaps actually 100% of the time you're in the state of flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, it's actually difficult to pronounce. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he is a psychologist who conceptualized flow. So he said, my mind isn't wandering, I'm not thinking of something else, I'm totally involved in what I'm doing. My body feels good, I don't seem to hear anything. The world seems to be cut off from me. I am less aware of myself and my problems. Colloquially, we call it being in the zone. So being in the state of flow is our most productive state. I find that when I'm in flow, I can finish a task that usually takes me 4 hours to accomplish in 1 hour. So how can we harness flow so that we can achieve our greatest potential and be the most productive, person that we can be? So number 1 is what you're doing should be fueled by passion. You should love what you're doing. Number 2, prepare your life for success by cutting down time spent on everyday tasks that aren't necessary. Number 3, establish a routine as it increases your focus. And so a lot of other tips probably I'll be talking about in my next videos because it's actually a very long topic, and this is a topic that I really want to share with you because it's very interesting. So there guys, thank you for watching. I hope it inspired you to achieve your greatest potential because I believe you're meant to be more. You will change the world. So just grab that goal and work on that goal, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So if you have any questions and if you have any tips for me, in addition to what I've discussed, or any comments, then feel free to leave them down below in the comment box down below. And thank you, and hope you're doing fine. Take care of yourself. You're safe. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace.